welcome you to yet another edition of Talking with Forest Park, Waycross Community Media's government access community programming that allows you to talk with those in the know in Forest Park. I'm very fortunate to have here at the round table, as always, City Manager Ray Hodges. Ray, welcome to a new year.
Jason, thank you very much. Glad to be here again.
And as we were discussing earlier, and we kind of brought this to our attention for today's theme, we're going to keep things healthy. Most people start January, new year, new you. Same thing with the city almost.
Exactly, and sort of leading the charge for us at the city, we got Jermaine here representing the fire department, and I think we'll have an excellent opportunity to talk about some of the health initiatives that we're undertaking in Forest Park.
Absolutely. Jermaine Hill, of course, from the fire department. Welcome, as always.
Thanks for having me back. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you as well. Glad to always have you back. We do need to, let's start out. Obviously, we are a We Thrive community, a
Absolutely.
very big initiative in the health area. What exactly is the We Thrive for those who've missed out on the last conversation that we've had and for those who are new to the area?
All right, so We Thrive is a group of individuals that either live in Forest Park or work in Forest Park, and we're charged with starting new health initiatives in the city. Our goal is to make the community safer, make it more convenient, make it, more conducive to families getting out and enjoying themselves in the community. We're starting a bunch of things in the city. This past summer, we started a summer boot camp. We're looking to continue it early spring, going back into the summer. There's a number of things that we're looking at doing this year, looking at exciting things.
And I should have Jermaine actually go into a little detail about that boot camp, because I think that's kind of interesting, and a lot of people may not be familiar with exactly what we were doing with that program and how successful it was.
Okay. It was a collaboration with, should I look at the camera or look at you?
You can have a conversation with me. People will watch as well.
All right. It was a collaboration with our We Thrive group and the Wentwood School District. They were very hospitable. We were at the intermediate school. So all through the summer, we were there Saturday mornings, 8 o'clock in the morning to like 9:30, just sweating, having fun, listening to hip hop, countries, oldies, newbies, you name it. Had a great time. We averaged roughly 16 students per session. Our highest, I want to say, was like 24. Around July 4th, we might have had like 6 people, but it's to be expected.
It's to be expected.
And we received great feedback. We gave prizes to those that participated. We're just looking forward to continuing.
We were able to actually capture you guys at the boot camp at the start, so I'm glad to hear that as we were able to see its initial stages, to actually see that it had flourished throughout the years, so that it has spawned a second season, so to speak, which is great. You did say that you had seen a nice influx. Obviously, you're going to probably be wanting more. What do you think is that draw? Most of the time we see as New Year resolutions and things like that, but during the summer we become a little more active.
I think, again, with it being in the summer, you have some that want to show off their summer bodies, but then some people, they just take a real interest in being healthier. And it's a great opportunity to just get out and be active. And with it being so early in the morning, it's like you can get it done, feel energized for the rest of the day. You sleep better at night. I'm finding out, personal experience, that when you work out, you tend to eat a little better. You pay more attention. And once you start to see those results, you tend to want to do it more. I know me, I'm like not a millennial per se, but I like that immediate gratification.
Sure, don't we all?
But
5 push-ups and 5 full sit-ups, and I got abs and arms. Sure. We all want that,
especially a half hour after you work out when the muscles are like really nice and firm. But that through patience and perseverance, not getting down, not always following the scale, paying attention to how you feel, how your clothes fit, and just your general outlook on life, you'll notice that you become more energized when you work out, and there's just so many benefits for it. I want to be able to do the same things that I'm doing now when I'm like 65, 70 years old, and that's what I tell the students at Wentwood Woods High School, like the stuff that you're doing now, you should be able to do it when you're 70 years old.
And I don't think that's something unexpected. I think we've seen, studies have shown that as you continue, it has grown. You're talking about making Forest Park that go-to area that's looking health-wise and thinking healthy and thinking safely. Do you find that the city not just the city itself, but those in the city, not those who are running, but those that are doing, are actually grabbing hold of this. Is this something that's not just a fad, so to speak?
I don't think it's a fad. I don't think it's a fad at all. And when we give out community surveys and we get the input from it, and the projects are based off of what we see in the community surveys. Before we started, there was a resident that said to me, they said, I'm afraid to walk out. Like, I used to walk all the time, but now I get scared, because it's dark out, the pavement is uneven. So what we've done is a team of us, we've went out, we surveyed sidewalks, made note of the most dangerous ones, or the ones that are in disrepair the most, reported it to Public Works, and they're starting to address it. We're looking at grants for lighting, per se, just to make it brighter, make people feel more safe. And then I think the more families are out and about, when you have a more community presence that's active and you see people out, that fear tends to go away.
I think it is interesting that you're making a comparison to not only the health of the individual, but health of the city, fixing the roads, looking for better lighting. I think that it's obviously going hand in hand. Are you finding that that's not only in this initiative, but also interdepartmental as well?
Oh, definitely, and that's one of the things that we try to do. We try to broaden the services to make them most effective and not have one area isolated from another area. So fire department and public works department, they work very well together, and I think this is just one example where the more eyes and commitment we have to better service, the better the community as a whole.
So we've started a few things. Obviously, the We Thrive group is together. You're working forward on that. You've got your boot camps going. If you were able to get that crystal ball out, take a look for 2017. Obviously, we're going to be seeing you next year with bigger arms. But what are we looking for a healthier 2017 for the city?
We're looking at bringing cooking classes to the firehouse, maybe even the senior center, where they'll talk about cooking on a budget, healthier choices, things of that nature. We've sent surveys out to the school district, so we're just awaiting those replies to come back. We've already talked to 2 organizations about coming in and teaching the courses. The courses, they'll be either free or little charge. And with the payments that they give us, we're looking to buy them items or tokens to take home that'll help, whether it's a cookbook or whether it's cooking utensils, etc. Those are the type of things that we're looking at. The Mercy Health doctors, the physicians, Dr. Wilson, I've been in contact with them. Through our surveys, we've seen that Forest Park has a higher diabetes rate, 1.5 times higher than Hamilton County. Our women are dying of breast cancer. There's a lower incidence of breast cancer in Forest Park, but almost twice as many women are dying from breast cancer than in Hamilton County. So I forwarded that information to the doctor. We're going to have some very productive conversations about that and then bring in programming for it. Another thing that we're working on is the Safe Routes to School grant for Winton Woods School District, which, if we're able to be awarded with that grant, that could mean us receiving or us creating bike paths, connected bike paths. We have some on Waycross, but we're looking to have it throughout the entire city. And that'll also address lighting, our intersections, things of that nature. Winton and Kemper, that is the 9th most dangerous intersection in Ohio.
Wow.
For statistics, per the statistics. So we're looking at addressing that. We had a fatality occur like over Christmas break near that intersection. We want to make sure that nothing like that ever happens again in our city. So we're going to look at lighting, make sure that the markings are reflective and that the students, they receive that education and they know to cross at the crosswalk versus just running across the street.
Again, it sounds like we're looking at a comprehensive look as opposed to being pigeonholed exactly, and well, this seems to be a problem. Let's work on diabetes this month. It's again, comprehensive. Once you're working with the food to bring betterment there, to bring betterment to the neighborhood, which then goes into the infrastructure, as we've decided. It's a great circle of life in a very urban setting. So.
And that's the beauty of our team. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak
No, that's
over you.
fine. No,
That's
please.
the beauty of our team. We have so many professionals, all walks of life. Like we have our public works members, we have doctors and nurses from the city, We have residents that have clerical skills. You have firefighters, you have police officers. We have great connections with Hamilton County, Interact for Health. We received a grant from Interact for Health that goes towards active living. So a lot of the things, the projects that we're starting, they're funded through, either Hamilton County or the state of Ohio. It's not going to cost our taxpayers any additional funds. But I believe, and we believe as a group, that these are the type of programs that not only they deserve, but they're thirsting for.
And obviously you're seeing that in the results. And is there an age demographic that is really driving this, or is it all-encompassing? Are you seeing it from both spectrums?
All right. So, one of the things that we would like to work on is recruitment, because, sorry guys, right now we have a bunch of old heads doing it. Like, we're looking 35, 40 and above. I've talked to a couple of the counselors over at the high school, the AGS counselor, Mr. Amstutz. I'm going to talk to the Key Club coordinator and see if we can get some of those members to come to our meeting, because I think we know what the adults want, and we think we know what the students want, but honestly we don't know unless we have the students there at the table. So we are looking to increase our demographic.
Well, here's your opportunity to sit on your soapbox. If there's anybody you want to recruit or want to talk to, please let us know, and we will definitely get that word out there for you to get more people involved. Finally, I do see something about a health fair, quite possibly in the works or in plans.
That is still being planned. We're looking at having a series of events surrounding the Jazz in the Park. Okay. So we're looking at doing a health fair during the morning, having a 5K, having maybe some festival type games or atmosphere leading up to the Jazz in the Park, but we're still working out those details. The health fair is definitely going to happen. The 5K, I think it's going to happen. The festival rides, we still need to work out details for that.
Well, who needs to ride when you're running, right? Well, it sounds like we're getting definitely in the right step to getting things together. For those who are interested, are you still looking for members for the We Thrive group as well?
Absolutely.
And how can anyone get involved in that?
Okay.
Is it easy?
Definitely contact me. Jermaine Hill, I'm the Assistant Chief at the Forest Park Fire Department. Phone number is 513-595-5291. Again, that's 513-595-5291. And my email address is jermaineh@forestpark.org. And that's JermaineH@forestpark.org, just like Jermaine Jackson.
Oh, awesome. But you didn't change your name, though.
No.
He did, you didn't, so that's okay.
Well, we actually ran out a little bit of time, but we had initially planned to finish with a song, but maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Next time we'll definitely get it. Well, it has been a wonderful time, again, getting to catch up with you and everything that's going on with the fire department as well as the We Thrive group. We will definitely keep things in contact with one another on this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Not a problem.
So glad to have you back.
Great to have you as well. And we will be right back with more health tips and wonderful things going on recreationally here in the city of Forest Park on Talking with Forest.
Jermaine Hill from your Forest Park Fire Department. How I got involved with We Thrive. Hamilton County Public Health approached us about doing projects that are community related. The fire department, of course, was all in. It's all about the community. The fire department, we're here to serve. We want to be servant leaders. Anything that the community wants, we try to provide. It's not just about fire and EMS. That's what we signed up for, of course, but it's all about community relation. As a firefighter, I want to see more people from Forest Park be a part of the fire department. I want the students at the high school to become employees of the city, because if you guys know the city and you know your neighbors and everything, it just means that much more as far as better patient care, expeditiously getting to those details, knowing the city, the little ins and outs and things like that. It just works better. Over 70% of our student body is below the poverty line. With poverty, obesity follows, so we wanted to do something that we could immediately impact the community. So we started initiatives like the Firefighter Fitness Drill, where we do an obstacle course centered around firefighter activity. We give out packets talking about health and diet and exercise, etc., and also the We Thrive initiatives.
My name is Rebecca Evers. I'm a police officer with the City of Forest Park. We've started a new position this year called the Community Response Specialist, and in that I get the privilege to go out, talk with people, meet with people, interact with them, and just try to show the community a different side to the police force, show them the caring side, and to get more involved with them. And when Jermaine invited me to the We Thrive initiative, it was the perfect opportunity to be able to get out, interact with the people, and a healthier community is good for everyone. It's good for the fire department, it's good for the police department, it's good for the community.
Well, I'm Michelle Sneed. I am the owner of FitLife Training Center. I became involved probably about a few months ago, but it's something that I've been looking to do to get involved inside the community. Outside of being a parent in the community and a resident in the community, I've helped out before at the schools when they had a fit camp after school. I taught a little cardio kickboxing to some students. So childhood obesity is really an important thing, and just really family health. The children, they have to learn from the adults, and sometimes the adults have to learn from the children.
The Fitness Boot Camp Saturdays are sponsored by Interact for Health, and we are a part of the We Thrive Forest Park group. If you are interested in becoming a part of We Thrive, or if you just want to, if you have some ideas, if you want to learn what we're talking about, if you want to direct us in some way, we have our meetings every last Wednesday of the month. But the meetings start at 3 o'clock and we end around 5 o'clock. So every last Wednesday of the month, come see us. You can call me, Jermaine Hill, at 513-595-5291, and I can give you exact dates and tell you about it, all the exciting stuff that we're doing with We Thrive.
Join us for the Forest Park City Council meetings every first and third Monday on Time Warner Cable, Channel 23.
And welcome back to Talking with Forest Park, Waycross Community Media's community talk program about the city of Forest Park. I'm very fortunate to still have with me Ray Hodges, city manager, joined with Taffy from the Recreation Department.
Yes.
Taffy, welcome back.
Thank you, Jason.
I know you keep threatening not to come back,
I know.
we drag you on. As we were talking with Jermaine Hill earlier, we're talking about the recreation of those wanting to be fit and healthy. You take a different approach by fun and healthy,
Correct.
I think.
I gear more toward the kids and the seniors of the community and keeping them busy. So it's my job to come up with activities to keep both groups busy. I love working with the seniors. I love working with the kids. And so far we've had a good year. We got some new programs coming up for 2017 that we need to get the word out about those programs. So, you know, if you can't contact me, you can contact somebody in the city that can give you this wealth of information so that you can get involved and stay involved and be active.
But fortunately, Taffy is usually available for most individuals, and if they're not able to meet her directly when they walk into City Hall, then they're able to contact her at a later point. But she's done a great job in developing programs and working with a number of people in sponsoring programs, and I think this is a good opportunity for us to talk about some of the things that we are doing and some of the things that we are planning to do.
So as we've gone through, we've seen, you know, as you're saying, from the old to the young. You're kind of doing a little juggling act, or a little belly dance, so to speak. Correct. What are some of the newer programs that are being instituted in the city right now that are actually getting our youth and our seniors involved?
Okay, right now, especially at the senior center in the evenings, because, you know, we do have the senior programs during the day, but a lot of people work. So they've come to me, what are you offering in the evenings? So we have the belly dance program, which is an instructional belly dance exercise class. We also have the yoga, and then we most recently started Kung Fu, when all three programs are doing extremely well.
Now, and these are, not to steal your word, they're extreme type of activities, some that you don't normally see. You know, you're used to seeing aerobics or you know, Zumba or something very traditional. Correct. These are going outside the box. Are these things that obviously are coming from that great mind of yours, but these are unique places. What are they, how are these being perceived? Obviously people are still involved. you know, our city is a very unique blend of people.
Correct.
And to have something like this kind of is an eye-opener.
Well, you know, I've been real fortunate where people have come to me and said, can I try this? And I'm like, we can try it. We have the space. Let's try it. You know, belly dance, never had heard of it. You know, Zumba, step aerobics, had heard of all those. And the young lady showed me one of her videos, and I was like, I think we can do this. So she's been real fortunate to offer the belly dance class on Monday. There's a beginner class and there's a more advanced class. And she's very well known she's a resident of Forest Park, so she's known throughout the city, and she offers that program. And then she also does the evening yoga. People have been asking, we need yoga in the evening, yoga, and we finally have that. And then the Kung Fu instructor, he's a certified instructor. All of our instructors are certified. So then Kung Fu instructor came, he said, I'd like to try this in your community, and all the programs have been perceived really well.
That is great, because again, as we're reading through this, and we'll talk about the traditionals, the basketball, the tennis that's coming up, things like that, we're used to seeing that. But the city being one of innovation and progress, here we are trying something new and unique.
Trying something new, correct.
Are you still taking those notations for possible spring and summer events that may be different as well?
Yeah.
Anything that we can talk about yet?
I got a few things on the burner,
Good.
but you know, got to keep it under wraps. I don't like to say anything until it's actually confirmed.
Sure.
You know, I got to make sure I have things in place, because with the losing of the activity center, I had to do that, Ray. You know, we're down to one building.
Right.
So I have to juggle the schedule a little bit tighter, because we have city functions that go on there. We have event rentals. So I have to work within the space that I'm allotted to offer these programs.
And with that loss, are you finding it easier to schedule now that you can say, I can do evenings, or is it becoming a little more difficult considering that we do, as you said, rentals and the like?
Right, it's a lot harder now, because there's just not enough hours in any given day. You know, if I could make it a 28-hour day, I would have those extra 4 hours where I could, you know, add additional classes that we could provide to the community. But again, I'm under restrictions.
Sure.
So we work with it the best we can, and so far it's been working out really well.
With it being the winter, we're normally kind of doing a little wrap up towards the winter sports, would be basketball. And how did our basketball season go and fare this year?
We are actually midway through the season right now. We will finish up late February. The kids have a few more games. We work in conjunction with Winton Woods High School. Okay. I mean, the Winton Woods School District. Our home games are played on Friday nights. The kids play the other away games on the weekends. So my kids are pretty busy.
Yeah.
All the way from second grade up to JV.
Oh,
so we have a wide
range there.
Mm-hmm.
And one team, multiple teams, obviously not everybody kind of, or do they all play well together?
They there's a team for each grade.
Okay, great.
And again, you know, it makes it a little hard sometimes, because unfortunately with the number of schools that I'm working with, I only have so much gym space.
Sure.
So sometimes you have to crunch that too to make it work for all the kids and the parents and the coaches and everything. But no, there's a good season. They will finish up late February. Then they will have their championship games the beginning of March.
And obviously we're not the only community playing along with. What communities are a part of our, what I would call, league?
Okay, we play under the Cincinnati Premier Youth Basketball League umbrella. So the kids could go anywhere from Harrison to Middletown to Wyoming to Springdale, Glendale, Evendale. They're pretty much all over, but the farthest anyone has had to drive is Middletown.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are actually the older kids. The younger kids pretty much stay here centralized.
And again, very well received this year, and
very well.
Probably looking forward to already next year.
Every year, the basketball program is always well received.
Also, looking ahead, we're looking to spring. We're not going to talk about snow, because that's non-existent except behind me.
There you go. And we're not allowed to talk about it.
And we're not allowed to talk about that. However, you know, that brings out the other sports: baseball, softball, tennis. Those extend into the summer as well. Are you looking forward to those already? We have people knocking on the door for you?
Okay, this is the first year that the Forest Park Recreation Department will be doing the coach's pitch, t-ball, softball, and baseball.
As the city?
As a city recreation program. And we will play with the Knothole Association West. We'll play under their umbrella. And again, it's teams from Springdale, Glendale, Evendale, Wyoming, right here in this centralized area. But again, registration has started. We're doing registration a little bit different this year.
Okay.
We sent out the forms and everything to the school, which is a typical standard procedure for me. But this year we're going to do in-person registration. So this Saturday, I will be at Play It Again Sports, because you know my ability to walk in and start chatting with people. I went to Play It Again Sports to purchase items for the rec department and was talking to the manager, and he said, why don't you do one of your registrations here? And I was like, okay, why would I do registration here? And he said, do your in-person registration here, one of them, and then when registrants come in to, register for the program, we will give them 10% discount on any items they buy.
It's a win-win for both.
It's a win-win for both. And Play It Again Sports in Springdale has always been great anytime I go in there. So that's where I will be this Saturday from 9 a.m. until noon, taking in-person registrations. Yeah.
It sounds like we have a mass appeal when it comes to our recreation, from dancing to sports,
Correct.
from all angles. Ray, when you look at things like this, I mean, that does show a very big diversity to our city, and obviously you're fostering a great program that way with someone like Taffy.
Oh, definitely. And the truth of the matter is we would really love to do even more. In this community is of a size where a lot more could be done. But given the facilities we have, given the staffing we have, given the resources, our voters that actually pay the tab for this have decided is appropriate for the city, Taffy is doing a fantastic job working within that framework. And I think it's good that we're able to take advantage of people with certain skills and certain abilities, as well as interests, to come in. And in many cases, they're volunteering services. Now, in some cases, there may be compensation for specialized areas, but in many cases, people are volunteering services. And I think we're always encouraging
Correct.
people that are interested in being more involved in the city, whether working with the youth, working with the seniors, to come in and have a discussion on what additional services could be provided.
And for those who want to get in contact with you, Taffy, how can they do that?
They can call me 513-595-5252. I remember my number. Or Taffy J. Now I want to make sure I get the name right, because I've had people call me back and they're like, can I speak with Jackie? And I'm like, So it's Taffy, like the saltwater Taffy,
Yes.
J @forestpark.org.
And that will get you in contact, and you can discuss all things recreation.
Yes.
Anything else you want to bring up before we wrap up for the evening?
Okay, just some of the programs that the seniors have going on.
Yes.
Most recently, a gentleman that lives here in the Forest Park area came to me and wanted to start a ballroom dance class. First the look on my face was, ballroom dance?
Well, it is popular on television. However, is it still popular amongst people to do?
Very popular.
There's your answer.
Very popular. Last week he told me he had a number of 41 total show up for his class. Okay.
Is that the age or the number of people?
41 in attendance.
Okay.
But it's been well received. Another one of those programs where, again, we've been doing line dancing.
Correct.
Some
With
years.
the steppers,
and I think
yeah.
people want to try something a little different. So it's been
And that's not saying that
received really
steppers
well.
are going away. That's
Correct.
not
They're
at
not
all.
going
They're not
anywhere.
going anywhere.
They are still my largest class, and I know
sure
will
they will
continue.
be.
But you have some people in the community, can I say this, Mr. Hodges? Like Mr. Hodges, who is a really well-known ballroom dancer.
Now,
Yeah.
see, there is a piece of trivia we
Yeah.
all learned today.
Well, that's interesting.
Everybody keeps saying, you got to see Ray ballroom dance. So, yeah. So it's one of those programs that has done really well, and I plan to continue to see it grow.
Well,
Yeah.
I look forward to, again, we will be bringing you back to discuss these items because I'd like to hear as well on
Okay.
the growth and the
Perfect.
stability of these new programs as well
Yeah.
as these new ones that you will not talk about yet.
Yeah.
But we will bring you back, Taffy.
Perfect, thank you.
Wonderful. And Ray, as always, I'm glad that you were able to join us in this winter, I'll use that term loosely, the winter edition here in our, 45-degree weather in
Yeah,
January?
I know.
Yes. but we'll take our weather anyway. You like it because you don't have to spend that much money on salt this year.
Well, I have to admit, it's been a wonderful winter thus far. So we're well prepared if it changes, but as long as it stays like this, we're not going to complain either.
As I always warn people, there is always that Valentine's curse. So.
Yeah, I know.
But again, thank you both for joining us, and Ray,
thank
as
you
always,
for having
for
us.
bringing wonderful people to the table, as always.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. And of course, thank you for joining us as well. If you'd like to get involved in programming here at Waycross, or become a volunteer, or produce your own program, 825-2429. That's our number here. We'd love to see you get involved in your fair city here in the city of Forest Park. I'm Jason Grzegorek, Waycross Community Media's Government Access Coordinator, giving you the opportunity every month to talk with those in the know here on Talking with Forest Park. Have a great evening, and we'll see you next time.